beer, whiskey, awards, and more. All that straight ahead on this edition of The Race Report. Hi everyone and welcome to another edition of the Race Report. I'm Ron Hills. In 2015, Watkins Glen International has played host to some of the best racing that NASCAR, IMSA, and SVRA have to offer, plus their hugely successful wine festival and musical attractions. But one of the fastest growing events is the Finger Lakes Beer Festival.
The Finger Lakes Beer Trail covers about 210 miles across the central part of New York State and comprises over 80 breweries, ranging from your very small nano breweries to breweries that brew over 15,000 barrels a year. Yes, we're very excited to have such a wonderful turnout this year at the Finger Lakes Beer Festival. This is our second year, and already we have almost doubled in capacity, not only in terms of the number of breweries and vendors that are here at this year's event, but we're also probably going to see double the number of attendees as well. We're actually hoping to see 1,500 attendees today. The Finger Lakes region is typically known for its wines, and however, in the last few years, the brewing industry has really started to take off. As a matter of fact, when we started the Finger Lakes Beer Trail 5 years ago, there were 24 craft brewers in the region, and today there are over 80. So that gives you an idea of what the growth has been like just in the craft brewing industry. An event like this is really it's really beneficial to the craft brewers because it gives them the opportunity to get out in front of a large number of beer drinkers that maybe wouldn't necessarily come into their tasting room, don't even know that that particular brewery exists. So it's a great way for the brewers to get their product out in front of a large number of people in a very short amount of time. The Finger Lakes Beer Trail has a very active social media presence. You can find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/FL Beer Trail. You can also find us on Twitter at Twitter FL Beer Trail. And then, of course, our website is fingerlakesbeertrail.com. We're very proud to say that our website contains the most comprehensive calendar of events for craft beer-related events for the region.
Rogues Harbor Inn has expanded into more than a bed and breakfast.
Well, Rogues Harbor has been around since about 1830. It's a historical site. It was a bed and breakfast, it's a restaurant, it's a bar, and 5 years ago we became a brewery, and the brewery's a part of the restaurant. It's called Stout Hearted Brewing. We only make beers for the restaurant, so we don't distribute. So we have 5 different kinds of beer. We have a cream ale, a pale ale, a red ale, a black IPA, and then we have a rotating beer that we change frequently, and what we brought today was a New York State farmhouse beer, which was made with all New York State malts and hops. But it's part of the brewery brotherhood, because we see all of our other compatriots here, and we love to mingle, we love to meet people, and every time we go to a tasting event, wherever we are, we always introduce new people to Rogues Harbor, and then we reintroduce people that say, well, I haven't been there in years, and we didn't know you were brewing, and we're going to come up and visit you folks. It is a bed and breakfast, so we don't host any events. We do have a small tasting room in the brewery, which is open on the weekends, but you can also taste all the beers in the bar and in the restaurant any day of the week. As you're going up the east side of Cayuga Lake, we're about 6 miles up the east side of the lake from Ithaca, New York. We have it all, roguesharbor.com. And from that, you can go to our Facebook page, Twitter, all those sort of social media.
Cideries and distilleries joined breweries to display their products produced in upstate New York.
Well, we opened about 8 years ago. We've been distilling about 10. We're located in Burdett, the east side of Seneca Lake, about 5 miles north of Watkins Glen. We feature our whiskeys. We've got 5 aged whiskeys. Today we have our bourbon and our rye whiskeys, and also our maple jack liqueur pairing with apple cider, and our cherry liqueur, which goes excellent over ice cream, cheesecakes, even in hot chocolate. Perfect for this time of year. It complements the wine industry very well. We're using a lot of the same products, and what's nice about the Finger Lakes is it's a camaraderie. As far as challenges by one company are overcome with help from others. It's a great network. It's a lot of fun. It's very eye-opening for a lot of people who don't really have the experience with spirits. You're going to develop your palate with spirits just like any wine or beer. You just have to get out and try it. We encourage everybody to buy local. It supports an industry. It makes home home. You can find us on Facebook. We have a pretty comprehensive list right on our website also. We do send out tweets, and we're on Instagram also.
It's amazing how some new businesses are born.
Well, my partner and I, one of my partners is actually my neighbor, and our wives are college roommates, so that's how I met him. And we were sitting in his backyard one day drinking a glass of rye whiskey, which is both of our favorite whiskey to drink. And I held the glass up to him and I said, I can make this. And he looks at me, he's like, well, I could sell that. He comes from a sales background, I come from a science background. And it was very congruent from the get-go. And it sounds cliche, but it really was a good fit between the two of us. New York State has really been on the forefront of the craft distilling movement, liberalizing a lot of the laws and regulations and allowing us to have a lot more freedom in terms of how we can serve our customers. So from that perspective, it really is at the forefront of the country. But also, most importantly, a lot of the farm distilleries, which we are by regulation supposed to use a lot of local products. And that's actually a boon for us because our products, we make most of our spirits, all of our spirits currently from local rye and local malted barley. And there's a lot of character and flavor that you can't find anywhere else in the world right here in New York State. And it does a wonderful job of highlighting the uniqueness of upstate New York. Currently we make 3 products. We are 4 months old, so we've haven't quite had some time to get some stuff down in barrels, but currently we sell an unaged gin called Devil's Bathtub Gin. We make a vodka called Frozen Falls Vodka, and then we make an unaged rye whiskey called Lantern Light Moonshine. And our intention is very soon, actually, to put that whiskey down into barrels, make an unaged, a small barrel aged rye whiskey. And then we also have some larger barrels going down for the long term. We're trying to be have some foresight into making sure we have some quality products down the road, aged in larger barrels. My partner and I are both born and raised within about a 10-mile radius of the center of the town. We both lived there prior to the inception of our company, and as a result, I see there a current drift in the market of being more inward-looking, trying to be more local, and it really was a good fit. There was a large warehouse in our small town from a former company that had been empty and used as a parking garage, and it was really an awesome opportunity for us to settle in and kind of contribute to the local community as much as we could. We have a full-fledged tasting room. And we are actually, since we are so young, there's still some construction going on in our production floor, so we're not immediately doing tours, but in the very near future, we should be able to get some people in the back so they can see our space. We are at Honeyway Falls, New York, about 15 minutes south of Rochester, just off of Route 65. You can find us at hfdistillery.com. and HF Distillery on Facebook and Twitter.
Hidden Marsh Distillery is part of a group of companies that also includes wineries.
We're right on the top of Cayuga Lake. right in Montezuma Winery, so right in Seneca Falls. We sell a lot of kinds of whiskeys, brandies, and vodka. So we have a bee vodka, it's distilled from honey. We have an apple brandy. We have 3 kinds of whiskey. So a corn whiskey, one of the highest rated corn whiskeys in the Finger Lakes right now. We have a rye whiskey, little bit of peppercorn in there. And we also have a bourbon whiskey, a little bit of caramel. And we also brought our maple liqueur, which is all upstate maple syrup. And it's mixed with our bee vodka, so a little bit sweeter, but you could put it on pancakes, you could have it in muffins, whatever you would like. The distillery started in 2007. The winery started about 15 years ago, but distillery has been around since 2007. First one was the bee vodka. So the bee vodka, since it's distilled from honey, they used to be beekeepers. So everything that you see here, a lot of them have some honey in it, but it's honestly, the distillery and the wine industry, beer industry, is getting a lot bigger. But especially the distillery industry, we started out, like I said, in 2007. But since then, there has been about 40 or 50 distilleries now. They're growing all over the place. We also have a place in Lodi, New York, called Idaho Ridge. They also do sell distilled spirits. We started that about 2 weeks ago. So as you can see, we see a growing industry for distilled spirits, so we're even moving it into our second winery right now that even opened up 2 years ago. At the tasting room in Montezuma, if you want the liqueurs are with the actual wine tasting. If you want the distilled spirits, it's separate, but you can get up to 3 distilled spirits. It's $1 per distilled spirit. And if you would like to have a tour of the actual distillery, just call them up and we can definitely, give you a tour and send you right back to this where the magic happens. 414 and 20 and Route 20, right by where New York Chiropractic College is, about 10 minutes away from where the Waterloo outlets are. So right around there. And social media, you can find us anywhere on Facebook. Go Montezuma Winery on Facebook. Also, we have our website. So if you search even Google, but it's MontezumaWinery.com.
Keuka Brewing Company is an excellent example of a successful company that started as a hobby.
I am the owner, my husband and I. Our son is our brewer. We have been open since 2008. So we are going on to our, what year would be our 8th year in business. We started with a 1-barrel brew system. We are up to a 3-barrel brew system right now and looking to go to a 10-barrel brew system. My husband had home brewed for years, was looking for something new to go into and decided let's try opening a brewery because there are so many on the Finger Lakes, there's so many wineries, so we figured it's time to bring in a brewery. So we said let's go for it, and we have grown every year since we've opened. When we opened, actually we were the first brewery on Keuka Lake, we're a microbrewery. And so in 2008, there was 1 brewery. Now it's 2015. There are 5 breweries on Keuka Lake, and there's more to come. So I just think there's a demand for a different event to do besides wineries. So I feel the breweries and the distilleries are stepping up and taking over the wineries. And hopefully we'll be comparable as far as wineries and breweries and distilleries on Keuka Lake. You can find us in all the restaurants on the lake, basically. We actually sell right here in Watkins Glen at one of the distributors down there, Wright's Beverage. And we're in Rochester. We actually just went into Wegmans. We have a couple beers in Wegmans. We're actually in Syracuse, Ithaca. We have really spread our wings. We only have a tasting room. We do not do tours. We actually have a window so you can actually look into the brewery itself. It's not that big. But we have a tasting room that's open right now Wednesday through Sundays. And then in the winter we go to the weekends because tourism slows down for us. You can find us on Facebook. Just plug us in and you'll see we're there.
Your website?
We have a website also. Yes, we do.
One of the most popular breweries is located just down the road in Owego and Newark Valley.
We opened up 14 months ago in Owego. Our tap room is in 14 George Street, which is just north of Owego on 96. So we are a farm brewery in Tioga County. We malt and brew in Newark Valley. We serve in Owego. All the malt, all the base malt, and all our beer is all New York State grown, and we malted ourselves at our brewery. All the hops in all our beer are all New York State grown hops as well. So we are a true local brewery with using local ingredients. All our beer is all locally grown. Today we're serving 2 beers. One is our seasonal pumpkin triple. So we have a Belgian triple that we use local pumpkins and a little bit of pumpkin spice in. We also have we're serving our oak aged Belgian double, which is a regular Belgian double we age with oak. We have a tasting room is in Owego on 14 George Street. It's the same turn you take to go to the Owego High School right on North Ave. We do tastings, flights, pints, and growler fills. We have a few of the local places in Owego have our beer on tap. We'll be expanding in next month both in Ithaca and Binghamton. You can find us on the World Wide Web. We have a Facebook page, The Farmhouse Brewery. We're also on Facebook.
When we return, we'll take you to the Thunder Mountain Speedway Awards Banquet. More still to come on this edition of The Race Report.
You're watching The Race Report on Fox 40.
Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City has the best pricing and selection of audio, video, and computer cables in the area. Don't spend a fortune on that HDMI cable for your new HD TV or Blu-ray player. Unicorn Electronics has quality cables in the lengths you need at a price you can afford. Expanding your network, Unicorn has the patch cables and accessories to make it happen. When you need to connect, think Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyer's program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
98.1 The Hawk, number 1 for 20 in a row.
This is Jason Aldean.
Hot New Country.
This is Luke Brown.
And kiss tomorrow goodbye.
This is Charles,
Dave,
and Hillary.
And we are
Lady Annabella.
And I don't know why you don't take me downtown anymore.
Binghamton's Hot New Country.
This is Carrie Underwood. Every tear soaked whiskey memory blown away.
Binghamton's Hot New Country. 98.1 The Hawk.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top-End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
Welcome back to the Race Report. Thunder Mountain Speedway honored their champions last weekend at the Civic Center in Marathon.
So we got Mike up here first. So tell us about the season at Thunder Mountain this year.
It was excellent. You know, I want to thank everybody out here at the banquet for putting on a great show at Thunder Mountain Speedway. It takes all of us here to put together an event for everybody to come watch, and it means a lot. You know, it takes a lot of work for each and every one of us to put together a race car to come race, and you know, I have a lot of people to thank personally for my efforts. Olung's, ERA Decker Real Estate, Bird Adams Disposal, BA Custom Headers, Finger Lakes Machine, Pendle Fabrication, Gagnon Services, Bob Hilbert Sportswear, BP Race Fuels, Fox, Strange Oval, Extreme Lubricants, Shop Crane, Rod and Supply, and American Racer Cup for putting together that deal. It was really nice. Special thanks Louie and Bucky, Randy, Ronnie, Chuck, Dan, Devin, Scott, and Jim and Cheryl, my car owners. They took a chance on me a couple years ago to put me in their race car at some special events, and it's turned out to be a full-time deal, and it's really meant a lot for me. They've got me my first 2 championships in a modified, and it just really means a lot to me, guys. I thank you very much for that. Kevin Lilly for hooking me up with Olam's and helping me out with sponsorship. That was big for the past year. And Devin Parmenter for coming on as my crew chief at the end of this year has been a great help, and it really picked us up and got us to where we needed to be on all of my teams. We were very successful. And all the staff at Thunder Mountain Speedway for doing all their hard work to make this happen. And all my shop customers, congratulations on all your awards. I really thank you for working with me all year long. Thank you very much, guys.
Once again, your track champion, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Mahaney.
Yeah, I got really lucky. I really got to thank my mom, my dad, and everyone else that helps out. Buckner's Service, Hilltop Racing Chassis, Overdrive Automotive, Kennedy's Ed.
So any plans for next year?
Not really.
So once again, your rookie sportsman champion. How, as the season went along, you could see you steadily improved. What made the excitement for you? What was your most impressive moment during the season?
Night I won the first race, but
come on, John, talk up.
Just learning everything. I still a lot of learning what to do, and just.
As you can see, these people they're tough. You gotta have a come along to get some of the words out of them. But as the years go along, the wins build up. You'll get able to be more impressive on the microphone and thank those sponsors. Is there any you really want to give a quick shout out to now?
Yeah, I'd like to thank 5-0 Graphics, Teaspoon Photography. I really like to thank Kyle and Sarah, and Chance and Billy, and Shane, and Chris Jordan. Everyone's been there for me. If I need money, right there, and my mom and dad, my family, all the schoolers.
Yeah, we had a year with some ups and downs, but it turned out real good overall. We dealt with a lot of naysayers and people that didn't like what they thought we were doing, and we proved them all wrong. And we just kept our head down and kept going.
So, how about some sponsors? Give them one last shout out here for the year.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Danny Decker Logging, MGH Oil Field, Napa, Right Way and Deposit, Wheeler Excavating, everybody else that helped me out, my wife, and everybody.
Hey, your 2015 Street Stock Track Champion, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Diner.
This is the greatest sport you can ever imagine. I've been on both sides of it, lost money everywhere you can lose money. This right here, you never replace it. You'll never replace the people you meet, the people you're around, the fun you have, the family you're with. Relish it, because you'll never get it back.
Each and every week you were out there, no matter if you were up front, in the back, had to work through the traffic, you always was right there at the end. Great season.
Yeah, I couldn't do it without the help of everybody that works on the car and everybody that helps me at the track. It's a team effort, and we got lucky this year. It all came together.
Well, it's not all luck. There's got to be somebody behind the wheel that's coming up through the traffic. You got to have a great crew in the shop and people out there in the pits help get you back out. So I guess I want to get a shout out to your sponsors.
I want to thank Graphic Design for lettering the car, Pendle Fab, E&L Line Construction, McCooch Insurance Agency out of Endicott. Couldn't do it without you guys, and had a lot of fun racing with everybody in the division. And keep up the good work, guys.
All right, there you go. Your 2015 Open Sportsman Track Champion, Eric Lee.
More still ahead on this edition of The Race Report.
You're watching The Race Report on Fox 40.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
98.1 The Hawk, number 1 for 20 in a row.
This is Jason Aldean.
Hot new country.
This is Luke Brown. And kiss tomorrow goodbye.
This is Charles, Dave,
and Hillary.
and we are Lady Annabella.
And I don't know why you don't take me downtown anymore.
Binghamton's Hot New Country.
This is Carrie Underwood. Every tear-soaked whiskey memory blown away.
Binghamton's Hot New Country. 98.1 The Hawk.
Welcome back to the Race Report. If you have the urge to go racing this weekend, here's your best bet.
We got a pretty busy Saturday coming up at the Gobbler at Court Speedway. Gates open at 10 a.m. Hot Laps 1 racing at 2. 5,500 now to win for the modifieds for 50 laps, 1,500 for the sportsman. That's open and crate together with crate bonuses. We've got the street stocks for 700 to win and the slingshots for 300 to win. It's a full day of racing, and unlike last year, we've got a little bit of weather on our side. It looks like it's been a pretty mild November, and mild temperatures expected in the next weekend.
Entertainment at the Finger Lakes Beer Festival was by Donna the Buffalo. We leave you with sights and sounds of the festival that you should add to your calendar next year. From everyone at the Race Report, we hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Please join me next week as we bring you interviews with Stephen Deinhardt and Byron Worthing. Until then, I'm Ron Hills, and I'll see you at the races.